Mike Tyson punched Jake Paul at the recent press conference of their fight. Moreover, Jake Paul threatened to kill Mike Tyson during their fight on November 15th.
He's saying that it's going to be my funeral. He's saying it's going to be my wake. He's going to kill Jake Paul, all of these things. And that's why I love Mike, I respect him, but we're not friends anymore. Until November 15th, I'm knocking this motherfucker out, and we're going to see who's dead.
Tyson and Paul were due to clash last month, but the boxing legend was forced to pull out when he suffered an ulcer flare-up 2 months before the first bell. The bout was pushed back until November, with Paul knocking out bare-knuckle boxer Mike Perry after he stepped in to replace Tyson. Tyson insists he has recovered from his ailment and put his hands on his opponent as they stood nose-to-nose on the stage after a press conference. Mike stated, "We're all here. I'm prepared. I'm very prepared. I had a small adversity. I got sick, but I got better. I feel good." Tyson said that he started training for the fight again. Tyson, 58, is 31 years older than Paul, who embraced his role Sunday as the villain in this bout. Tyson was clearly the fan favorite, given his roots from the Brownsville neighborhood in East Brooklyn. The first time Paul was asked a question, the crowd at the Javits Center jeered Paul, setting him up quite neatly for his defensive reaction.
History, this is what it's all about for me, man. I'm a kid from Ohio.
Tyson hardly offered little more than one-line answers throughout the afternoon, simply replying. When MC Ryan Clark suggested Tyson was nervous about fighting Paul and wasn't actually sick, Tyson laughed and sarcastically said, "I was terrified." Eventually, Tyson countered all of Paul's trash talk with a simple, "I'm gonna fuck you up," and suggested that the fight would go very painfully for Paul. Mike also suggested Paul to stay in shape because Paul's life would depend upon it when they fight on November 15th. However, Paul was quick to respond and criticized Tyson for picking up 2-minute rounds instead of 3 because of his old age.
Be in shape, be in good shape, because your health depends on it.
Hey, you're the one that wanted 8 2-minute rounds. You want to make it 10 threes? Don't talk to me about shape. Don't talk to me about shape.
Stay in shape, all right?
You want 10 threes?
Okay.
You want 10 threes?
Let's go, be careful.
You want 10 threes? See, that's the thing. That's the thing is, everyone's all talk. I'll do whatever, wherever, whenever. I don't give a fuck.
Paul continued to bring the ire throughout the event, vowing to knock Tyson out. At one point, he compared himself to Muhammad Ali, and then later said he's not here to do expletive, besides make a bag. Still, Paul said this fight, which some have criticized as being a glorified exhibition, is a strategic step he is taking in his boxing career. Jake said, "There's a lot of big names out there who want to fight me. I still want super middleweight undisputed champion of the world, Canelo Alvarez, and I want to go on the path of world championship, and that's what I'm here to do, and I will make it happen. And when it does happen, people are going to go, expletive? That kid knew something we didn't." Jake Paul has also promised an equally violent end to the fight, insisting, "This is history. Everyone is saying I'm going to get knocked out, but what happens when I put this man to sleep? He's saying it's going to be my funeral. He's saying it's going to be my wake. He's going to kill Jake Paul. I respect Mike Tyson, but we're not friends anymore. I'm knocking this motherfucker out, and we'll see who's dead." Host Ryan Clark asked an equally bold follow-up question to Tyson. He said, "Mike, when you hear Jake Paul say, 'We're going to see who's dead,' what does that do to you? Does that make you put yourself in a mindset of understanding that this young killer wants to take you out?" Tyson delivered the perfect retort, dismissing the claims about Paul's danger. He replied bluntly, "Is he really a young killer?" Tyson said that Jake should be scared ahead of their fight. The boxer, once considered the most dangerous man in the world, could be putting himself in danger by putting the gloves on again. Yet he was quick to respond Sunday when asked why he was going through with his bout against Jake Paul. Tyson said, "Because I can? Who else can do it but me? Who else is he going to fight to make this happen?" Tyson further added, "We've just got to listen to the facts. We've got a YouTuber fighting the greatest fighter that ever lived." However, Jake quickly backfired by saying that his opponents call him a YouTuber and a Disney, but end up on the canvas when the fight ends.
Every time these fighters sit across from me and it's YouTuber, it's Disney Channel, all that shit, and then you end up on the fucking canvas, and you'll see, it's gonna be
Tyson's most dominant days are actually longer ago than that, and Paul understands that he probably wouldn't get much credit for a victory against such a diminished opponent. Yet the former Disney Channel star who insists he will become a boxing champion said there is benefit to fighting Tyson even now. Jake added, "Big moments, big pressure, big stages, one of the greatest to ever do it, more experience than me, more fights than me. I'm going to learn a lot in this fight and through this training camp, so this is helping me in my future fights and everything that I want to accomplish." The face-off was rather chill as Tyson jokingly punched and pushed Paul, with Paul returning back the favor. The press conference gave us a glimpse of what is to come on November 15th. However, despite Mike saying that he's healthy and ready to fight, him fighting at an old age doesn't look right to many pros who have shown their distaste for the fight since the fight was first announced. The age gap between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul had been the biggest criticism of the mega fight. This age gap not only jeopardizes the well-being of Mike Tyson during the fight, but also the credibility of Jake Paul as a legit boxer too. Paul expressed his thoughts about taking boxing seriously and winning a world title during the press conference, but his fight against an old and washed-up Mike Tyson is the complete opposite. Paul called out UFC light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira after he stopped Mike Perry in their boxing match in July. Poatan responded by saying, "Let's go," but UFC President Dana White is far from interested in making that fight happen. Dana said, "I wonder if the commission would even let that f***ing fight happen. Are you talking boxing or UFC? He'd kick his f***ing head to another planet. He calls people out for attention. Alex is a f***ing superstar right now. It's all lies. It's not true. Yeah, Pereira is a bigger star than Paul. He sells 400 times the f***ing pay-per-views. The Jake Paul fight that just happened didn't sell any pay-per-views." Dana was also critical of Jake fighting an old Mike Tyson who is way past his prime. White pointed to Paul's split decision loss to Tommy Fury in February 2023, noting how Paul fell short when he fought someone comparable in age and experience. "My biggest problem with the Jake Paul thing and how this plays out is when he actually fought somebody who was a boxer, who had the same type of record he has, who was his age, who is his size, he lost. So they're never gonna go that fucking route again, right?" Providing the fight takes place as planned, Tyson will break former rival Roy Jones Jr.'s record for having the longest spanning heavyweight career from 1985 to 2024, and boxing star Willie Hutchinson believes he can win given Paul's limited skills but still shows his distaste for this fight. He said, "Wow, that is still happening? It's terrible, isn't it? The man is 60 years old. I still think he can beat and knock out Jake Paul even at the age of 60. He isn't worth anything. I think it's a shame though, really. It is letting boxing down and it is making it a bit of a mockery. I mean, what good is that doing or gaining for boxing? But everyone will buy in and watch it. It's Mike Tyson fighting Jake Paul. They are big names. It's a shame. I don't care how much money you are getting. I wouldn't jeopardize what I've done if I was Mike Tyson, just to say I am fighting Jake Paul." Gareth Davies was also very concerned upon hearing the news of this fight turning into a proper sanctioned boxing match. He said that he doesn't want to see a boxing legend like Mike Tyson lose to a YouTuber like Jake Paul.
I am very concerned about the news this week that this is a sanctioned boxing bout that will count on the record. I do not want to read on boxrec.com or on Wikipedia that Mike Tyson in 2024 lost to Jake Paul, an influencer and a YouTuber, in a veritable boxing match. It's just not right, and I think we should be concerned about his health, and I think we should be concerned how one of the greatest living icons of our sport, Spencer Oliver.
Curtis Blades disliked this fight so much that he wasn't even going to watch it if it happened on July 20th. In an interview, the host asked Blades his thoughts on the fight and asked whether he planned to watch it. He said that it's a joke fight and he won't be watching this fight.
"I will not be watching. I think it's a joke fight. You could tell just by how they've been interacting with the face-off and the press conference. That's not the Mike Tyson who's coming to rip your head off. That ain't Iron Mike."
Tony Bellew has also shared his thoughts on the bout. He wants to see Tyson victorious within seconds, but has already sent a warning to Paul should he overstep the mark. Speaking to Boyle Sports, he said, Mike is probably getting between $20 million to $50 million for this fight. I'm not going to lie, I'd do it. Everyone has got a price. But if Jake Paul hurts Mike Tyson, it would absolutely kill me. If he hurt Mike Tyson and I then run into Jake Paul, I'd chin him quite happily. I would even spend a couple weeks in the big house for that. Bellew was not happy with Jake going up against an old Mike Tyson and hoped that Mike knocks Jake out before he gets hurt. It's a sad, sad day. It's not a professional contest really, because only women fight 2-minute rounds, men do not fight 2 minutes. But Jake Paul is so fucking pig-headed that he wants it to go on Mike Tyson's record. Hopefully Mike chins him and puts him to sleep in 6 or 7 seconds. UFC star Colby Covington simply hated the fight, as the age difference between the two fighters concerns him regarding Mike's well-being. Colby believed that this fight would tarnish Mike's legacy. He also accused Jake Paul and his brother Logan Paul for taking steroids.
You know, Mike still looks like a superhuman for 58, but he's still 58 years old, and you know, he shouldn't be fighting anymore. I don't think it's safe. I think it's dangerous. At that age, your heart might explode. You know, he gets hit in the head, he might have a brain bleed. I mean, the guy, that's what I hope for. I hope that Mike Tyson makes it through injury-free and doesn't get hurt. But I don't like the fight. You know, Jake's in his mid-20s. He's doing every chemical known to man. He's literally a lab project. They're just juicing him up, him and his brother. Yeah. Everybody knows that. The machine's behind him, juicing him up, putting every chemical known to man. So I think it's going to end bad. I think, you know, Jake's going to probably knock him out within the first 2 minutes. And if he doesn't, then it'll be because he's carrying him and he's trying to make the freak show look like it's a competitive fight. But I hate the fight. I think it takes away from Mike Tyson's legacy when a guy like this comes in and beats him.
Deontay Wilder slammed the commission's decision to sanction the bout a few time ago. He stated, "He's Mike too old for this. We can talk about the pros and cons, but at the end of the day, they don't give a f. I don't think anyone cares about Mike because if they did, they wouldn't sanction the fight. I don't want the last thing I remember of him is him getting knocked out by a YouTuber." However, Tyson did not like the remarks made by Wilder and addressed them recently. He responded, "Then let Mike get hurt. You don't have to worry about paying my bills. Everyone says this makes no sense, but he's how old? He's not who I am. He can't go to Mongolia and have somebody know who he is. Tyson doesn't even think Paul will be able to catch him, let alone hurt him." He said, "Can I be honest? I don't think he can hurt me. He's not going to hit me with the jab." Tyson also revealed that his wife was concerned for well-being when he chose to fight Jake Paul, but he consoled her and said that he has to do this. Tyson stated, "My wife keeps saying, 'You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this.' And I'm like, 'No, I do have to do this,' he tells me, stressing that the millions he's reportedly making from the fight will not change my life financially in any way." Roy Jones, the last opponent Tyson faced in their 2020 exhibition match, which was dubbed Lockdown Knockdown, still remembers how powerful Tyson is in his later years. In an interview with Shane Mosley, Jones was asked about the fight right away and said that Tyson was the hardest hitter he had ever encountered.
Takes it serious like he took with me, then he gonna take. I don't see Jake beating him because he's very hard to hit, still in shape. And he's still a very hard puncher.
Jones further elaborated on how hard Tyson hit him when they both fought. He stated, "Mike Tyson is still the strongest puncher that I've ever been in the ring with. Ever. Now I think he's 57, maybe 58, yet he's still the strongest puncher. The first time he hit me on my chin, I felt like a mule had kicked me in my chest." Jones's remarks carry a lot of weight since Jake Paul is preparing to fight against Tyson in November. There has been a lot of criticism directed at the fight, which will have milder regulations because Paul and Tyson are 30 years apart in age. But Paul has committed to bulking up, which Jones says is a necessary but imperfect strategy. Jones further added, "If he's at 230, that can make it very interesting. Jake's not going to fight close and he can't stay away from him because Mike will close the gap too quick," Jones commented. "I thought I could stay away from him, I couldn't, and I know I'm better at staying away from people than Jake is." Jones brushed off the question asking whether Tyson's age would slow him down or whether Paul's youth would provide an advantage. None of that fits the situation. It's a smart idea if you can push him back and you're big enough as he doesn't fight as effectively backwards as forwards. However, you have never been hit like that before, hence we have to see. Kevin McBride, the last boxer to face Mike Tyson in a professional match, also issued a stark warning to Jake Paul as the YouTuber turned boxer prepares to step into the ring with the former heavyweight champion. McBride's insights offer a glimpse into the formidable challenge that awaits Paul. Despite Tyson's age, McBride believes that the legendary fighter still poses a significant threat. McBride, now 51, defeated Tyson by technical knockout in 2005 in what was Tyson's final professional fight. Reflecting on that experience, McBride shared some vivid memories of just how powerful Tyson was. Even in the twilight of his career, he recalled, "When Tyson hit me, it felt like my head was spinning." In an interview, McBride recollected the force of Tyson's blows. He continued by saying that he put Tyson in a headlock and teased him after the vicious punch, which only made Tyson more angry. McBride said that Tyson bit him in retaliation, causing him great pain. Even decades after his peak, Tyson still has a fiery and unpredictable style in the ring, as seen in this moment from the fight tape. In light of this, McBride gave the 27-year-old Paul some guidance. He underlined the significance of keeping up a solid defense and being keenly aware of Tyson's capricious nature. McBride advised, "Tyson is a fearsome man, even in his 50s. It takes real courage to step into the ring with him, whether you're a seasoned fighter or a YouTuber like Paul." Many have suggested that Paul may benefit from Tyson's old age by providing the younger fighter a chance to win. McBride, though, quickly rejects this idea. He thinks that Tyson still has a lot of power, and that it might be what wins the bout. Power is the last thing a fighter loses, according to McBride, and Tyson still packs a mean punch at his age. If Tyson connects with just one solid hit, it could be lights out for Paul, McBride suggested, indicating that the younger fighter could find himself in serious trouble if he underestimates Tyson's capabilities. McBride also hinted at the possibility of returning to the ring himself. He expressed a willingness to come out of retirement for another fight with Tyson, should the opportunity arise. McBride said, "If Tyson wins and Paul wants a rematch, I'd be ready to step in again." He even offered to substitute in the upcoming fight if Tyson or Paul pulled out. Mike Tyson's power was the reason why many feared to get inside the ring with him. The aura that Mike Tyson still has at this age was well explained by Joe Rogan. Rogan shockingly revealed why he was terrified of Mike Tyson and the way his mind works, because if Mike puts his heart into training, then he becomes a terrifying beast all of a sudden.
Yeah. So he gets in insane shape. And the next time I see him, the second podcast we do, Mike now weighs 230 pounds, and he's got these muscles in his forearms. So he's sitting there, and he's a different human. He's so intense that I was like, if this table was closer to him, I would be nervous. Like, I wouldn't be able to do my best job as a podcaster. The reason why this table is this width is the second podcast.
Tyson Fury believes Mike Tyson will shock the world and teach the problem child a lesson when they eventually go head-to-head. The Gypsy King said, "Listen, if Mike Tyson hits anybody, I don't care if he's 90. He's gonna knock them out cold, ain't he? Obviously, I have to back Mike Tyson. I'm named after the legend, and I'll back him. As he always backs me, I'm backing Mike for the knockout. Come on, Mike." Former Undisputed Champions ex-coach Teddy Atlas believes that this training could well be enough to get the job done despite his age and declined skills. He said, "You better be aware. Knowing Tyson the way I do, power doesn't disappear when you're old. He's still got speed combinations. He's still got that style that he was taught to make you miss and create openings for that power. He still has that where he can weave, slip, create the openings to unload a bomb on your chin and get you out of there. No agreements, no funny business. This is a dangerous, risky fight for Paul. I give him credit, especially early. Tyson's gonna come out there, and if you do have an agreement with him, good luck, because I know Tyson. When that bell rings, he might have a short memory about any agreement other than the agreement to put hands on your chin." Freddie Roach, another former trainer of Mike Tyson, is also optimistic about Mike and feels that he will win this fight.
You know, I used to train Tyson, and I like Mike a lot, and he does come by my gym once in a while to say hello and visit and stuff. And then all of a sudden his fight's coming up, and you know, it's a younger, maybe stronger man. But no, I can't say stronger because Tyson's really strong. But the last two fights I trained Tyson with, he didn't do really that well at. And it was, I hope he does well, because I do like him a lot, and he's a good friend of mine.
You gave him the right hand, right? You taught him how to throw the right hand, if that's correct.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts about this fight? Which side are you on? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.
He seems extremely confident. He says there's no fear. Should he be scared? He should be very scared. Jake, for you seem like the type of dude that's always planning. I know you and Nikisa always have something on deck. If you do, or when you do, according to you, beat Mike Tyson, what's the next step for Jake Paul's career?
We'll see. I'm still on the path to become world champion. There's a lot of Talkers out there, a lot of big names who want to fight me. I still want Canelo Alvarez, and I want to go on the path to world championship, and that's what I'm here to do, and I will make it happen. And when it happens, people are going to go, God damn, that kid knew something we didn't.
Mike, you've been a part of so many big events. You fought Lennox Lewis, you fought Evander Holyfield. So many people have looked at you as the test of who they are. Lennox Lewis actually says if you beat Jake Paul, he wants to fight you. My question to you is this just a one and done thing because you want to knock this man out?
With the big.
Hey, we have options.
He's sitting down.
Excuse me.
You pick Mike Tyson. There are a ton of other people to pick. When this fight went away, when Mike was sick, you chose to go fight Mike Perry, who had been talking about you, who become the bare knuckle champion. You seem to want to be as active as you can possibly be. Why do you keep putting yourself in positions to actually lose money if one of these fighters beat you?
I'm not slowing down for anyone. I know what I'm capable of, and in this sport, staying active is key. And I'm on the path to world championship. I'll do the money fights. I'll knock out some legends. But at the end of the day, I want the belt, and that's what I'm here to do.